Cyrus slumped against the wall with head bowed, his body covered with a tattered cloak and muck-stained clothes. He hid his face from the passing soldier using the folds of his hood. He never knew which face these Imperials would see. It was strange, not trusting his own face. Thinking about it made him uncomfortable. He thought about it a lot. "Hurry up, would you?" Someone shouted from the end of the alley. Cyrus had staked this position out the night before. Nearby was a tavern, and supremely drunk soldiers tended to come out here to piss. This meant that the alley reeked, but it also meant it was largely avoided. Now the hour was dark, the city quiet, and this soldier alone before a distant companion who sounded much too eager to return to his drinking. It had taken several hours of waiting for a proper victim to arrive, but the one thing Cyrus had in abundance was time. He sat there, thoroughly ignored by the passing soldier. The most acknowledgement he received was a slight adjustment of gait so the soldier didn't step on him. "Hate this backwater beer," the man grumbled in the Imperial tongue. "Spend more time pissing than drinking." Cyrus grinned beneath his hood. This soldier would accompany an invasion force to their island, and then, years of subjugation later, insult their beer. Cyrus's hands fell to the swords hidden underneath his cloak, as if he needed more justification. "Is your stomach not well?" he asked an Imperial as he stood. His clothes made not a sound from the movement. It was something he'd noticed lately. His footfalls were silent, and it was from no effort on his own part. It was the same with his clothes, the strength of his swings, and the speed at which he moved. The people believed he was the net's ultimate murderer, and after Thorda's heinous sacrifice, Cyrus had become exactly that. The soldier's trousers were unbuckled, and his cock in hand when he glanced over, confused why a homeless vagabond would know his native tongue. Cyrus stood there, swords hidden, calm, patient, waiting for the moment to arrive, for it always did arrive. "Who are you?" The vagrant's grin. It was always the grin seen by those Cyrus deemed his victims. Cyrus could feel it on his face. It felt too wide, too hard. The soldier's eyes bulged, and he stumbled backward with his pants still low. Only then did Cyrus let his cloak slip and the moonlight glimmer off his swords. Did it glimmer off his crown too? Cyrus did not know. What he was and what his enemies saw were not the same. Not yet. Cyrus closed the distance between them in a dash. The soldier reached for his sword, but the weapon swayed wildly from his unbuckled belt. His fingers closed about the hilt just in time for him to die. Cyrus's long sword rammed deep into the man's belly, while his shorter reverse-gripped blade sank directly into his throat, ending any attempt at a warning scream. Blood gushed across Cyrus's gloved hands, warm and sticky. The soldier gargled and convulsed as he died, kept standing by the steel that killed him. Cyrus's efforts were akin to clearing a beach one grain of sand at a time. He knew that, but it still felt good to be doing something against the Everlorn Empire, however ultimately irrelevant. He watched the life leave the eyes of his foe. It had bothered him for a time, witnessing the transition into death. It didn't anymore. "Good riddance," he said, and yanked his weapons free. The body collapsed at Cyrus's feet. After a quick search, he found a half-empty coin purse containing a mixture of Everlorn currency, which Thanese businesses were forced to accept, and several original Thanese silver crowns. Cyrus pocketed the purse and then stepped away. It was time to go before he drew more attention. Cyrus turned, but he managed only 2 steps before his legs locked tight. Not yet. A hard pain struck Cyrus in the gut. He winced and gritted his teeth. No, he would not cut a bloody crown. He decided this when the day began. The vagrant persona, he would forsake it. He was Cyrus Lython, the dead prince returned. That was all he needed to be. He had to stop play acting in both roles. Another step. His limbs shook, and he feared he would drop his swords. His stomach twisted tighter, and he felt close to vomiting. A deep, dark voice whispered in his mind, so faint it might have been his imagination.